Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Velga the Observer. And today I want to talk to you about this recent breakthrough in my artistic journey. I found this art method of drawing that I think is so revolutionary, at least for me, that I'm planning on drawing like this from now on. It might be even forever because it's just so good and it's really changed the way I draw. And as I talk about it, I'm going to show you the artwork that I've made using this technique in the background here. And this video, it's going to be fairly unscripted. It's actually very unscripted. It's going to be slow paced so that you can sit back and enjoy. Prepare yourself to just sit back and enjoy. And why slow paced? Because if I'm talking about it too fast, the video won't take too long, and when videos don't take too long, everything will go by in a flash. You know, like, have you ever seen one of those art videos where the artist drew for like 8 hours but they compressed it down to like 10 minutes? Everything's going by so fast you can't even tell what's happening. Like, I don't want it to look like that. And yeah, I think I'll pause my talking in some parts of the video, just so it won't be too short, so you can still observe what's happening because it's going slow enough. And yeah, here we go. So last week I posted this video on how to draw grass and leaves, and yes, that's a tutorial video. And also the week before that I posted a video where I drew something spontaneously. What that means is I pretty much just turned my brain off and I pick up my pencil. In this case, it's my stylus because I draw digitally, and I just start drawing. And I don't stop until I'm done. And depending on the person, this might come out as a completely different thing than what comes out when I draw spontaneously, because what comes out when I draw spontaneously is always trees and plants, you know, like things with leaves, things that look like plants or look like trees. I don't know why. Maybe I just like them. I just look at trees a lot. I've looked at a lot of trees in my entire life. I look at trees more than I look at pretty much anything else. Maybe that's why trees just come naturally to me. And there's this one very famous artist who is now gone called Mobius. And I'll show his art here on the screen. Also, another one, contemporary. This one's very big on YouTube. He's called Peter Draws. This is what his art looks like. These two people. You know what? I'll mention one more. Katsuya Terada, Japanese. All these people, they draw spontaneously, and it just comes out different for each one of us. For me, it ends up looking like trees. For Peter Draws, it looks like doodles. You know, sometimes it's like surrealistic. Sometimes it looks mechanical, sometimes it's abstract, sometimes it might even look real. And for Mobius, he draws a lot of surrealist, environmental / character art pieces. And for Katsuya Terada, also a very famous Japanese artist, his art tends to look like very interesting looking characters, and they all might be doing some very uncommon poses, and I'm not sure if those are like deliberate or they just sort of came out spontaneously, because, well, I would imagine if you were to draw a character spontaneously, then they would probably be doing some very very weird poses, you know, because you're just drawing around whatever marks you left behind. Like maybe you made a weird mark, like maybe Katsuya made a weird mark on the piece of paper, and he just decides, I'm gonna try my best to turn that into some sort of character art. And that's kind of what I did. Whatever squiggles I have made on my canvas, I would just try to turn that into a tree, because I don't know why when I look at abstract lines, it's very easy for me to picture trees being there, you know, in its place. And all I have to do is sort of just complete the squiggles to become trees. And that's what spontaneous art is. I like doing that a lot. It really polishes my imagination, because I train myself to see things that are not really there without having to look at a reference picture, without any real base to start from. I just look at a bunch of weird squiggles and I turn it into a tree. That's spontaneous art. And these two videos of mine, in these two videos, the way I drew these two, I used the same technique, these squiggles. I don't know how else to call it besides squiggles and zigzags. It's just this up and down motion, you know, just like however you would draw if you were to use a mechanical pencil. Like, I'm sure everyone's used a mechanical pencil and tried to use it for drawing, for like shading. And it might not be up and down, it might be like slanted or left and right, you know, like depending on the angle. It's pretty much zigzags though, over and over, on top of one another. And even in this video right now, where I turned my sketch, my black and white sketch that I also drew using this zigzag method, into a full color drawing. I also, even for the coloring phase, I used the same exact zigzag technique. And that technique is basically how I would draw with real pencils on an actual sheet of paper. And I'm sure all of us have drawn on paper with pencils this way. Like, if you've never been to art school or even been or really paying attention in art class, this is probably how you've been drawing on your own at home, you know. You just hold it like you would hold a pen when you're trying to write. And instead of holding the pencil at the end and like shading it loosely like that, kind of like how Proco does it, you're holding your pencil like you're trying to write down something, and you just sort of make these squiggles just to shade. And this is pretty much how I did everything I'm going to be showing you today. And I used to draw this way. Well, I still do. And what I mean is, I still draw this way traditionally. I just do that. I think it's really fun to do. It's easy, you know, like it always works. It never fails for me. Like, I know how to draw trees and environments like this traditionally. And I thought I'd carry over that technique to digital. Like, I'm not sure how else to explain this other than just calling it like my attempt to draw traditionally but digitally. Like, doing it in a way as if I'm just using a pencil on a sheet of paper, even though I'm using a stylus and a digital brush. And for the longest time, I have been struggling to come up with a satisfactory way of drawing environments, you know, like I can do it always traditionally. I can do it with pencils, I can do it with pens, I can do it with paint. But I could have never done it digitally. I don't know why. Like, it's just that hard for me. Like, I don't know, I can do everything traditionally, but I struggle to do it digitally. Like, it's just hard for me. Like, I know I can use any brush I can find digitally. I can even make my own and do that digitally. And it will always look good, of course, but it won't feel good to me. You know, like something about it always feels fake. And I struggled to really make art that felt good to do and also looked good for a long time. Like, it might look good if I drew it using just a random brush I would find somewhere, and I could do that like 10 times. It would look good every single time, but it wouldn't feel good doing it. I don't know if about you, like, but I struggled with that. And if you happen to be struggling with the same thing, I mean, I would love to hear what you're going through in the comment section, because I struggled with that feeling for the longest time until like today, because I've discovered this brand new technique of drawing that I'm trying to share with you. And I came up with my own custom brushes. I feel like it's necessary over the years of drawing digitally. I've been drawing digital since 2016. Like, I started using default brushes in whatever drawing apps I was using. But over time, I just started making my own. And I feel like as a digital artist, it's sort of like a rite of passage to make your own tools, like your own brushes. Because even though lots of default brushes out there are really good, it's just different, you know, when you make it your own, like you make it yourself. Sometimes when you make it yourself, only then will it truly feel like it's yours, you know, like it's mine. Like, if I use my own custom brushes, I feel like it will not only feel like I drew it, but it will look like it's made by me, you know, like by Velga, because nobody else is using these brushes of mine. At least not much, you know, because they're kind of available in my Gumroad store. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's like a rite of passage. And a lot of people use like the basic round brush for everything. And yeah, I tried to love the round brush. The basic ones, could be a triangular or a square one. I tried to love it. Like, I tried to like it, you know, like not just like it, but I tried to love it for a long time, for years, and I couldn't. I really feel like I'm very reliant on my tools, unlike other artists who can use anything. And actually, the good thing about uploading my brushes online in my own store is so that wherever I go, if I ever use somebody else's drawing app, like somebody else's Procreate, I think I can just download my own brushes from my own account and then put it into that Procreate and draw over there using my own brushes. I guess that's the plus. Also, like, of course I can use any brush I want to, but it just won't scratch that itch I have in my brain, you know, like, because those just aren't mine. Like, those are not my tools. And I like my traditional tools to feel a certain way. So I also want my digital tools to feel the exact same. Otherwise, it's just not fun to me. Like, I don't know, it's like this weird obsession thing that I have with my art tools. Like, I'm a watercolorist, right? I use brushes that I would say nobody else uses, because I buy them brand new, but then I destroy them deliberately. Like, I might snip off chunks of hair from, well, chunks of bristles or like hair from the tip of the brush with like scissors, just to ruin them, you know, just so they wouldn't look perfect. Or like, I would take brand new pens that I bought, and I would like sort of destroy the nib to an extent that it still works, but only barely. And sometimes these tools, when I was beginning to draw and beginning to paint in watercolor, I would use them brand new, but then over time as they start breaking, I found that my art looked better. And then I learned to just destroy brand new ones I keep buying. It's this weird obsession that I have. So I like to really go nuts with my own custom brushes, and just to make sure these don't look like they're perfect, like I want them to look broken. I want them to leave behind marks that on my digital canvas, it's like as if they've been drawn using broken pencils and broken pens. It's just a thing that I have. And I have several brush packs that I myself use. I use them all the time. If you want to check them out, it's in my Gumroad store. I have free ones there too that you can check out. They're all designed so that you can draw everything by hand. Especially the one I'm using now. It's literally called hand drawing. Like the brush pack itself is called hand drawing. Like it's supposed to be for people who just want to hand draw everything. Also, I realized that I am a big fan of drawing, like as in the actual act of drawing. Like when I am doing the action of drawing, I really like it. Like I'm not so much a fan of photo bashing, or not even drawing using a regular digital round brush, because those just feel too graphical. But drawing itself, like just simply drawing, I love. And I want to make such improvements that I can make anything I want, and I want it to look cool every single time without spending a long time trying to look for references or textures so that I can photo bash it, by just drawing it by hand. Like it's happened to me so many times in my creative life where I want to just draw something and I'm struggling to find references. And this used to happen years ago. It doesn't really happen much today. Like I would want to draw something and I would struggle to find references or textures that I can implement into my art. And this used to waste so much time for me until I realized that if I were to just have drawn the thing to begin with, instead of fussing over textures and references, I could have gotten it done in like 10 minutes instead of spending hours or maybe even days gathering references and like textures, Which is why a lot of the brushes that I have in my Gumroad store are all designed so that you can draw everything by hand. Like I'm just a fan of doing it. Like I don't want somebody, let's just say a studio, like an art studio, to like tell me to go somewhere else in some other office and draw using some other computer in some other app, and I won't be able to do the thing I'm usually doing in the previous office, or like what I do at home. Like I want to be able to just pick up any stylus, any app, any brush, and I'd be able to make good art, hand-drawn, every single time, whatever it is they want me to draw. Like that's the goal that I always try to achieve. Like if I don't know how to draw something, I'll just go nuts drawing the thing until I know how to draw it. And since I already have my own custom brushes that scratch that creative itch I have in my head, like just to make everything look exactly the way I want, I think I can compromise with using like round brushes when somebody else wants me to draw for them. Let's say I might be their employee, Like if they want me to do that, I can, because I can go back home and then draw using my own custom brushes to just scratch that creative itch I have in my head. It's just something very satisfying for me to do. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like when you put food in the oven and then it just slowly cooks as you watch it. It's satisfying to me that way when I draw using my own custom brushes. But yeah, like the point is, I don't want people to just, I don't want to go somewhere else and use some other tool and I all of a sudden don't know how to draw. You know, like if I know how to draw something traditionally with real pencils and real pens and real paint, real brushes, I want to be able to draw exactly like that, but digitally. And that's the technique that I have sort of discovered and to do. I don't know why I haven't discovered this technique sooner, because I already do that. I already draw like this traditionally. I guess it just I never comprehended doing it this way, digitally. And like over the years, I have managed to gather like a set of habits that I, as a digital artist, should do to make every single time I draw be as efficient and effective as possible. But like even though I've made my own custom brushes, they already makes it so that everything I draw looks hand-drawn. Like for example, sure, the hand drawing brush pack of mine might make everything look like they're made using pencils. The stone brush pack will make everything look like they're made of stone. The hand painting one will make everything look painterly, and the vine brush pack will make everything look like they're drawn using charcoal. I still draw with them as if I'm a digital artist. I don't know if that makes sense. Until I made this drawing that I'm showing you today. Like it never clicked for me that I can just use these brushes of mine to draw like how I would normally draw in real life using real pencils. And I guess what matters the most in the end is comfort. As in, like, do I feel good drawing this? Is this fun? Like, is it torture? Like, it might seem like a petty thing to those of you who are still beginners. Because to me, it did seem that way when I was still a beginner. Like, I thought technique and just pure skill and just like technical knowledge was number one as a digital artist. But to me, it's comfort. Like, there's a reason why I draw on an iPad instead of like on a big giant PC with a giant Wacom tablet, like a Wacom Cintiq, you know, the one with a display. And there's a reason why I use a laptop instead of a giant PC. It's all just for comfort. And I don't use giant headphones. I use little earbuds instead. It's all for comfort. So, to me at least, I don't know about you, but to me the most important thing is comfort. Before all the little things, you know, like tools and features. To me it's comfort, and I had to do this. I had to make all of these custom brushes in Procreate over the years, and I think I should draw this way starting now. If I can, forever. Just as if I'm drawing traditionally, even though I'm using a digital medium. And like, that's not exactly the case when it comes to other apps available on mobile drawing. I'll give you an example. On the iPad, there's another painting app, drawing app called Infinite Painter. I like it a lot. The brushes in it. First of all, you can't make your own, right? Oh, I think you can, but it's very limited. You can't make it as... The brush engine is not as powerful as Procreate, but the default brushes in there are awesome. I like drawing on it, but mostly just for sketching. And why? Because the app just keeps crashing, you know, it's terrible that way. I've lost so much time, therefore money, just from my artworks just being corrupted. like as in gone. Like I can't even use it anymore. I have to redraw everything from scratch because the app corrupted my file, which is why I use Procreate. But the thing about Procreate is, like the moment I got it fresh, the brushes in it, yeah, they're great, but they're kind of, I don't know how else to say it. It's just, it's different, you know, like it just doesn't behave exactly the way I want it to. So I had to make my own custom brushes. And also, it's also different from CSP, Clip Studio Paint, because it seems like at least on Clip Studio Paint, no matter the brush I'm using, it always feels good. Like I can pick a random brush from the Clip Studio Paint store, any brush. It could be a liner brush, could be a painting brush. It could be the weirdest brush I've ever seen. It all just draws so well. I don't know why. Like I feel like I can use any brush on Clip Studio Paint and it will work really well. But I had to make my own custom brushes just for Procreate, because Procreate is my favorite drawing app. And because it's very lightweight, I can take it everywhere with me, you know, like, cause it's on an iPad and the iPad is like small and thin. And it's very stable. I haven't lost any work drawing in Procreate for many years. I haven't lost a single work. Except for this one time where, like, it was a really hot day. It was a really hot day and my hand was getting kind of sweaty. You know, the hand I'm using to draw. And you know the thing that happens with phone screens when it gets wet? Sometimes you might, I don't know about you, but sometimes I take out my phone when it's like raining or drizzling because I really had to look at whatever's on the phone. And it just starts activating all of these buttons, you know, like, all of these actions and gesture actions. It just goes crazy. So what happened that day was I was drawing. I've been drawing for like 3 hours at this point. And it was a very hot day and my hand was starting to sweat. And the iPad screen got wet. And it activated like, must have been 8 different gestures in an instant. Like it's not even half a second. In an instant, I saw like 8 different things happen at the same time and Procreate just crashed. Like it wouldn't, nothing I clicked on would move Procreate. Like nothing would do anything to Procreate. I click on the layer button, nothing would happen. I click on the gallery button, nothing would happen because it's just frozen. I could like switch to any other app on the iPad, but Procreate itself just froze. So I had to sacrifice the artwork I was working on just to restart Procreate, you know, like, but that was the only one time I lost artwork. I lost progress because, but again, it's not really Procreate's fault, it's more like my fault because I was drawing on a wet screen. So that's something to keep in mind for you. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something from watching me draw this artwork this certain way. Using zigzags all over the place, just over and over and over. I even keep on making zigzags as I'm coloring it. And I think it came out looking great. I sort of had to stop myself from rendering this because otherwise it would stop looking like a drawing and look more like a photo, because it can end up looking photorealistic and I really don't want to make realistic looking stuff. Or like anything too refined, you know, I'm not a big fan of anything too refined. I like my drawings to still look like drawings. Yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments. Like, I'd love to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you again in the next video.